My name is Joseph, and I specialize in helping websites to rank in Google and to get more leads to grow the business. When doing a Google search for roofers in Greensboro, North Carolina, these three guys here are eating up all your business online. You're coming up on page 5, and they're coming up on the top of page 1. And you're likely sick and tired of seeing them growing their business. Now, the reason you're not on page 1 is because nobody is finding you. I'm going to show you in about 4 minutes exactly what has to take place to get your website visible and to get more people interested in services, commercial roofing services from you, so you can get a ton of new calls and make more money. Sound fair? Now, I did see your website online, and it looks good. It's very informative, it's easy to view, and easy to follow. There are a few things you can do to move you up quickly in the Google rankings. I have a tool that helps me to audit websites. First, let's take a look at two of the most important things that Google looks for when they rank a website. First is the metadata tag, and the second is the H1 and the H2 tags. Now, if I go over here to my tool, and I already put your website in here, AARNC.com. Your title comes up, NC Commercial Roofing, Commercial Roof Repairs, Winston-Salem, Greensboro, Charlotte, and so forth and so on, as some people say. What Google looks for, what Google wants to see, is to lead with your location as your keywords. If Greensboro is your main location, you want to put Greensboro Commercial Roofing or Commercial Roofers or Roofers, then the name of the company. If you're doing business primarily in 3 cities or even 4 cities, just list 3 cities. 3 locations is fine with Google. An example would be Greensboro, Charlotte, Winston-Salem, Commercial Roofing, followed by the name of the company. Whatever you have here for your title should also be used in your H1, as I'll show you in just a second. And you might want to put some more information down here in the description area. Now, the second thing that Google looks for in order to rank you is the information that you've already supplied them in the H1 and the H2 tags. H1 and H2 tag. I'm going to go ahead and paste your website in here. I'll click Analyze, and based on this information and also what you've got in the metadata tag, Google decides where to rank you. If you're coming up on page 1 or page 2, or at the bottom, like you're coming up on page 5. Takes a few seconds for it to come up, and whenever I'm waiting for it, it takes forever. Here we go. Uh-oh. Pink is never good. You've got the website in there, AARNC.com, and somebody made a boo-boo over here, sir or ma'am. Your H1 heading, your page does not contain any H1 headings. H1 headings help indicate the important topics of your page to search engines like Google and Bing and Yahoo. And they skip that. If you will go ahead and put an H1 heading in there, my suggestion is to copy my suggestion, and what Google wants to see is the exact same thing you have in your metadata page. For example, we'll just say Greensboro Roofing or Greensboro Commercial Roofing, followed by the name of the company. Now, the second thing they want to see is your H2 tag. I'll scroll down here. Oh, my goodness, they skipped the H1 and the H2 tags. If you'll ask your website person to do this, they'll do it for you because they'll be embarrassed that they forgot to put that in. Your page does not contain any H2 headings. H2 headings help describe the subtopics of your web page. Now I see why you're coming up on page 5. If you'll go ahead and put on the H2 headings, I'd like to have 2 headings. The first one, if you'll match that to have the same thing that you're going to put over here in the H1 and the exact same thing that you have in your metadata tag, that's what Google wants to see. For example, if you're over in Winston-Salem and you're thinking about getting a new roof for the church or for a school building or whatever, if you put in commercial roofers near me, bingo, you would come up if you put the words in I just told you. That's what's important. On the H2, they want to have 2 headings. So use the same thing as the metadata and the H1 and put something else for part 2. For example, more cities, and also something else, another service you may offer. Now, when Google doesn't get the right signals, Google gets confused. And when Google's confused, they simply don't rank you or don't rank you well. And that's why you're coming up on page 5. I would recommend tweaking the points I just mentioned, add some more content to support all these titles. If you make the changes yourself and check back a few days later, you'll see you have already gone up a couple of pages, which means you're going to get more phone calls. Now, we can fix your site so people see it. You'll get more calls to work with and to close, and that's what counts. This will double or triple your monthly sales, and it happens fast. Now, those top 3 guys I showed you before, they're getting 80% of the Google business. Reply to this message. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys may have, and let's get started. This is Joseph, and I hope you have a good day.